many years. And I just come over to visit with him, you know. Yeah. It takes a few minutes. If steel strings, I wouldn't have that problem. You tune them, they go right up. But this gut one. I hear the mission bells above. Ramona, they're ringing out a song of love. I press you, caress you, and bless the day you taught me to care. To always remember the rambling rose you wore in your hair. Mona, when the end is done, I hear you call. Mona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I dread the dawn when I wake to find you gone. Ramona, I need you, my own. Oh, you want this light? That's how I did it with my good guitar. Oh, you got it there? Here we go. D.B. Cooper was his name. He hijacked an airplane for the state of Washington in the year of '71. D.B. Cooper, where are you? Floating down from the midnight blue. Won't you give us just one clue? D.B. Cooper, where are you? D.B. Cooper, mystery man, he devised tricky plans. 200,000 was his loot, bailed out in a parachute. D.B. Cooper, where are you? Floating down the midnight blue. Won't you give us just one clue? D.B. Cooper, where are you? There's a warning to this song. D.B. Cooper, he did wrong. Did he freeze or did he drown? Anyhow, he can't be found. Oh, D.B. Cooper, where are you? Floating down in the midnight blue. Won't you give us just one clue? D.B. Cooper, where are you? In the twilight glow I see her, blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember, only memories remain. Through the ages I remember blue eyes crying in the rain. Yodelady-o, lady-o, lady. A little bit of music section. I didn't even bring a pick, and I just brought a little old guitar along here, but it hadn't been tuned in, I guess, nearly a year. No, I used to be on the radio for years, you know, in the early days when I was young, far from New York City and also from Texas.
Hey, why don't you say younger, not young?
When I was younger, okay.
Makes you look good.
Far across the blue water lives an old German daughter by the ranks of the old River Rhine, where I loved her and left her, but I can't forget her. I miss my pretty Fraulein. That comes from Germany. She's Fraulein, Fraulein, walk on by the river, pretending your hands holding mine. By the same stars above you, I swear that I love you. You are my pretty Fraulein. That's just for you, Dot. You're welcome. Howdy, neighbors. Let me tell you, when I was a young man, I was in the war. And somebody said, what war? And I said, well, as I can recall, I was there in the Civil War. I was there with General Lee. You know, he was the head of General Motors. Before General Motors, we had General Lee. And I took care of his horse called Traveler. Not the insurance company, just the horse. Well, I looked out across the field and I said to the general, now I call him General because that's what he was. I said, General, I think the South is going to lose this war. And he said, no, young man. I was younger then, somewhat younger. He said, young man, it's in the cards that the South is going to win. I said, well, morally they're not right, and morally they're wrong, and the good Lord is going to make the South lose. He said, what makes you think so? I said, well, I just think it's wrong and we're going to lose. He said, it's in the cards, it's in the cards, it's in the cards. And I said, General, it may be in the cards, but them boys in blue coming over them hills, they playing with a different deck than we are. That's my life. Talk about alligators. Two cowboys were sitting on a bridge over there near the power plant, dangling the feet in the water, and one of them suddenly he screamed and he threw back his foot like that, and the other said, what's the matter? He said, an alligator just bit my foot. Well, the cowboy said, which one? He said, hell, I don't know, all them alligators look the same to me. I was down there with my friend Al there, and he's down there, lives there near Houston, near Missouri City. And we got a kind of small fire department in Missouri City. Well, this woman, you know, she got on the phone and she called the fire department. Says, is this the fire department? He says, yes, it is. She said, would you please come on out to my place because I think my barn is on fire. Well, the fireman said, how do we get there, lady? Well, she said, ain't you still got that big old red truck? Well, anyhow, she was the same old lady that had this boy that gave her a lot of trouble, and she called the doctor and said, doctor, get out here to Missouri City right away. He said, what's the matter? Said, my boy thinks he's a chicken. Doctor said, you're going to have to repeat that for me. Said, well, my boy thinks he's a chicken. Well, the doctor said, how long has he been thinking that he's a chicken? Well, she said, I guess about 30 days now. Doctor says, how come you didn't call me before? Well, she said, we needed the eggs. She called the doctor one time, said, doctor, get out here right away to the farm. Well, the doctor said, is that you again? She said, ask me, what's the trouble now? Said, well, I'll tell you what. I think that my husband, he just swallowed a mouse. And you better get out here right now. Well, the doctor said, what happened? Your husband swallowed a mouse? And she said, he sure did. The doctor said, well, you wait right there and I'll get in my Model T Ford and I'll be out there in 30 minutes. 30 minutes he got out there and he jumped out of his car and he had a little old black bag and he went up the steps and he went on in there. Where is he? Where is he? And he looked inside there and this woman, her husband there, was a woman like there, she was waving in front, something in front of his face and said, well, what are you trying to do that for? He said, well, he then swallowed a fish. She said, well, what is the matter now? She said, now I'm trying to get the cat out. These two cowboys down near Missouri City, they got lost, you know, and they're riding along on a horse. One of them pulled the horse up and said, man, we're lost. He said, we sure do. One cowboy said, and he said, you know what I wish? I wish we had Emily Post or maybe Amy Vanderbilt or somebody like that out here. He said, Emily Post or Amy Vanderbilt, what you want them out here for? He said, well, I think we took the wrong fork. And then I wrote, once we walked in a garden of roses, hand in hand, all the world was in tune. Now I walk through a garden of memory, but time has stolen each bloom. A long time ago in the West, there was a famous old Indian chief. And he got old and he was about ready to go to the happy hunting ground. So he called in the two bravest warriors in the tribe. One of them was named Geronimo and one was named Falling Rocks. He said, you brave warriors, I want you to go out and I want you to bring in buffalo hides. And the one that brings in the largest number of hides in one moon is going to be the new chief. Well, Geronimo, he takes off, and Falling Rocks takes off. Well, in about 29 days, one of them come back. It was Geronimo, and he had a passel of hides. He waiting. Falling Rocks never did come back. Even today, as you ride throughout the West, there's signs everywhere that says, watch out for Falling Rocks. Well, that's the kind of stuff well, you wouldn't believe it, I made money doing that, would you? It's hard to believe that anybody paid me, you know, they paid me. Two fleas were on Robinson Crusoe's knee, and one flea, he jumps off, and he said, so long, I'll see you on Friday. Two fleas went to the moving picture show, a boy flea and a girl flea. Watched the show, all right? They come outside, the two fleas did, outside the moving picture. Boy flea says to the girl flea, said, well, shall we hop home, or you want to take a dog? This old cowboy down there in Missouri City, he liked to go to the movies, you know, and he took his big old dog with him. He was a big old tough cowboy. Well, the usher, he saw him going in, the dog took a seat. He took a seat, and they watched the movie all right. And when he started to put him out, but that cowboy looked too tough to him. He wasn't bothering. But finally, when the movie was over, the old cowboy, he came out, the dog came out, and he stopped and said, cowboy, pardon me just a minute, but I saw you in there with your dog, and you're watching that movie, and I hope you enjoyed it. He said, I did. He said, you know, it surprised me, but it surprised me a lot to see that dog enjoy the movie so much. Cowboy said, it surprised me to see him enjoy it too, because he didn't like the book at all. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. This is Red River Dave signing off. And I tell you what, friends, I'll see you next week. If you can't take anything, at least take care. Bye. We did it.
Oh, that was great. That was great, Dave.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Still got it, Dave.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Come see us, Mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Lucky like this.